Okay, I hope everybody's having a good day. I wanted to quickly discuss the belts you see in front of you. It's to give you a little bit more information about the specifics of the design and the proper wear of the combat applications belt. And I want to do this because it is a unique item and it's worn in quite a different way from many other belts, but it's what makes it such a good item and makes it such a good piece of tactical kit. You can do things with this that you can't do with your average everyday rigger's belt or your average everyday, just standard wear belt that you would find at REI or Blackhawk or something like that. So first thing I want you to notice is that there is no buckle. Okay, it makes it extremely light. It makes it much more comfortable to wear for longer periods of time. If you're a law enforcement officer and you're wearing a duty belt, it makes it much easier to connect this to, or your duty belt to, a belt like this that doesn't have a buckle, and makes it a lot more comfortable again for long-term wear. Also, if you're a long gun shooter, if you just find yourself having to wear armor or kit, it lays completely flat against the front of you, and there's nothing to get in the way. There's nothing to kind of bind you or get in the way of your pack or your armor or whatever it is you may be wearing. So I want to talk about the specifics of this real quick. Okay, so you see these are three of the colors that we have available right now, but this is the ATAX version. Each one of these of the combat applications belt comes with two molly loops on either side. The way you wear it, they'll end up being on your left and right hip, and they're tacked down with more of a heavyweight tack or stitching that allows them to bear a little bit more weight. So what you want to do, and the ends look very similar, but they are actually a little bit different. So you've got what I call the anchor point, and then this is actually going to be the front point that would be in the very front part of your body where the buckle would be. So what you want to do as a wearer, you want to attach this to your left hip through the belt loop. It's going to actually be on the outside, so your belt loop would be here and this would be facing outwards. So, and it gives you a little bit of this is where you get some of your adjustability depending on the size of your waist. From, let's say, the size range runs from 32 up to a 36 or 38. So if you want something that's a little smaller, you'd put it through your belt loop and go all the way to the very end, and it's going to give you a shorter belt. And then also, again, once you bring it around to the front, instead of connecting it right here, which is going to give you a little bit more length, you bring it all the way through, fold it in and out itself, and it's going to make it shorter. So again, you get some adjustability from both ends. So again, this is the anchor point. This would actually start, I'll show you this would start on your left hip. Imagine this is your body right here. You would put it through the loop, connect it, and it's connected to your belt loop, let's say right here. Then you start running it through your belt loops. It comes around the front of your body, comes back around, you're running it through the loops, comes back around, goes back under this loop, and this would be the front. So what's gonna happen, this runs all the way through. You got your belt loop right here. You're gonna run it through on itself, and then actually the loop being here and your body weight pressing against this and the Velcro inside on the inner flap will keep it completely secured, and I promise you this is not going anywhere. I've used this land, sea, and air, jumping with this belt, waterborne operations in the surf zone, Zodiac operations, long ocean swims. I've used this in ground combat in Afghanistan. I've used this in many different environments for more than 2 years. I've got quite a few testers all over the globe who've put this design through its paces, and I've never had a failure, never had any issues. So it also comes in what I call the outdoor applications belt, which is a little bit more narrow, and it's going to be a better fit for civilian type clothing, generally like hiking clothing, or your just day-to-day wear, pants, your jeans, shorts, or whatever. They're going to have the standard belt loop configuration. And that's one thing with this, because this is such a unique wear. Some companies like Mountain Hardwear or the North Face, they have some kind of crazy belt designs or belt loop designs that are really long, or they have a crazy stagger pattern. And from time to time, I found a couple brands that this won't be compatible with, or not very easily. You can still do it. If your belt loop isn't directly on your left hip, if it's farther back, it's fine. You just add a little bit more length, connect it to that one that's a little bit farther back off the hip, and come back around, and you're good to go. If it's a little bit farther forward, it would be the same thing. You're gonna just use a little bit, take up a little bit more length, and then as you get around to that front loop on the right hand side of your the zipper, the opening your pants, you may need to make a little bit of adjustability there. It works. It's just it's not your average belt, and it works a little bit differently. And a nice side effect of this whole design is you will never have to take your belt off in the airport again. You can wear this. You can wear the civilian version, the outdoor applications belt, walk right through security and never have to remove it. So we've got some colors here that you can see. We've got the tan or coyote, green, black, ATAX. We're also going to be putting out multicam soon, gray. We've got some other colors that are coming out, and then some other similar design the way the belt works, but there's going to be also some changes to that. All right, so I want you to be able to take a look at and see what the combat application belt looks like as it's worn. So again, and you can see right here underneath, this is the anchor point. Goes in all the way through, all the way around, and then back on itself, and then loops in on this loop, reconnects inside here, as you can see, reconnects, and no buckle, completely flat, completely smooth. And these are actually a pair of just REI pants, good design. And then also, as you can see, I've got my molly loops here if I want to hang a Nalgene, if I want to hang whatever it is, again, on either side. So super smooth, fit all the way around, no bulging, completely flat, nothing to, again, no buckle, which is the biggest thing that I wanted to deal with. I don't know how many of you guys are shooters or in the military or hike and tend to wear whatever's on the market today, the riggers type belt or whatever, where you want to move it off to the side. And I know tons of guys that wear their buckle off to the right hand side, so they're completely flat in the front. This completely does away with that, so you have a much cleaner design, much better use for exactly what you need it for. So yeah, check it out. GPM Kit on Facebook.com or GPM Kit on Instagram for updates and just information. Check it out. And if you guys have any questions, hit me up at info@gpmkit.com. All right, thank you.